All right. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Ohio Real Estate. My name is Jason Ferrier, and we are diving deep into the latest Redfin housing report. And every week, usually on Thursdays, this today, I think it published at 8 a.m. Eastern, Redfin puts out a weekly housing update. So that's what we're talking about today. And thank you for joining me. This is something again, I do this every week, but what I want to start with today, just a few housekeeping things. First, if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you. I really appreciate it. Um, the interaction and some of the comments I'm getting and questions from various folks who watch my videos is fantastic. I've even connected with some local people here in Ohio who caught me on YouTube. So I appreciate that support. I really do. Thank you. Um, the Before we get to Redfin, though, um, there is something here I want to show you guys. So I'm going to share my screen, and something I've been hearing constantly on YouTube from other creators and real estate agents and you know investors even is that certain states in certain states are non-disclosure states, meaning they don't disclose public data like disclosure states do. So there are a few. I think there's like seven non-disclosure states. Ohio, where I am, I'm a real estate agent and investor in Central Ohio. Um, we are a disclosure state, so I can go. What that means is that I can go on Zillow, I can go on the auditor's website for the county, and really pull up about uh, uh, any real estate data I want to. So I can find housing prices, I can find comps, um, and it makes it really easy to research real estate. But if you are a non-disclosure state, a lot of times you can't go to the county auditor site to find that free data. And sites like Zillow may not show you everything that you want to see. So, as a comparison, I thought what I would do is look at a market in a state that is uh, a non-disclosure state to show you how you can actually find the data. Now, what I'm going to show you is not free. This is not a free uh, database, but if you're not a realtor and you don't have access to the MLS, you can find data without a real estate agent. And so I'm going to show you how to do that right now, real quick, before we start the Redfin, because I've been getting questions about this. All right. So um, first, I'm going to go to the I'm going to go to Zillow first to show you what I mean. So hopefully you can see this, but this is um, an area of Texas called Kingwood, and this is a. Let me just go to this view here. Oh, not that one. There we go. So this is a snapshot of on Zillow of the Kingwood area. And if I look at houses for sale, and Kingwood is in Houston, um, they show me what's available for sale. They show different houses. Obviously, you can see they show a price point like this one, $412,000, $900,000. But if I want to find a sold property, now look what happens. It doesn't tell me really anything about the property. It just says zero for the selling price. Some of them have, the property actually blacked out or grayed out on the screen, blurred out. So you don't really know. It gives you an Zestimate, 396,000, which hopefully is close, but people have different opinions about Zestimates. We won't go there. So right now, all I know is the size of the house and the fact that it's sold. I don't really know how much it's sold for. So if you want to do comparable analysis, you can't using, using Zillow. But I'm going to show you a site that you can use. And so this site is called PropStream. And PropStream is a site I use. It's a database I use as a real estate investor, even as an agent, because it shows me data even the MLS doesn't share. So I pay about $120 a month for this site. And you can see right now on the screen, Now I'm looking at Kingwood, and I'm going to go to this address, 3610 Maple Glen Drive. So unlike Zillow, and even though it's a non-disclosure state, look what I can find. So I can not only see the MLS listing, but I can actually find out the MLS details and find out how much it actually sold for. So this sold back in 2021 for $241,000. So this is a way using PropStream that you can get around not having access to the MLS and find data in even non-disclosure states. If you're in a disclosure state, it works well too. But I mean, this site has all kinds of data. So if, for instance, if I type in just Kingwood, it shows me basically every property right now. And I can click on different filters. So this is a pre-foreclosure filter, and this shows me 51 properties in Kingwood that are pre-foreclosures. Maybe I want to find, let's see, I'm going to find people with sellers with bankruptcies. There's 7 inside Kingwood with bankruptcies. The owner has a bankruptcy. Anyway, I wanted to show you how I look for properties in Ohio, but also give you a tool so you can see how you can get around not having access to the MLS, and even if you're in a non-disclosure state. So don't let the point of that is, do not let the non-access to MLS stop you from either investing in real estate or buying your primary residence. If you really want to dive into details and you're a data geek like me, you can access PropStream. Again, it costs money. It's about $120 a month. There's a link in my description below, but that's how I do it, and it kind of negates having the MLS problem. Anyway, all right, that was a big intro. I'm sorry for delaying the Redfin update, but I have got a lot of questions about that. So let's get to the Redfin update. All right, so as a summary, I can tell you that median home price went up again, and it went up not only year over year, but it's gone up week over week as well. So since last week, it's gone up, and obviously it's definitely gone up year over year. Also, though, pending sales, they have dropped again. So pending sales dropped again, and probably one of the more shocking things I've seen is new listings are now flat year over year. So we're not growing new listings like we probably want to, especially in the spring, and the fact that we're so far behind on listings. So, all right, let's jump into it here. So the title of the Redfin update is Housing Market Update. Mortgage rates dip below 7% for the first time in 5 weeks, giving buyers some much needed relief. Yeah, big relief, right? Go from like 7.2 to 6.99. That's what it was today on mortgage. On the mortgage rates when I looked this morning was 6.99 on Mortgage News Daily. That's not a huge dip, but I guess it's something. Pending home sales are down and new listings are flat during a time of year when they typically rise. But this week's softer than expected inflation report sent mortgage rates down, which could bring back some home buyers and sellers. Pending home sales fell 4.3% from a year earlier during the 4 weeks ending May 12th, the biggest decline in roughly 3 months. They also posted a week over week decline. Unusual for early May. Inventory is losing momentum. That's not good, as would-be sellers stay put to hang on to their low mortgage rate. New listings rose 10% year over year, but they were essentially flat from a week earlier, which is significant because listings typically increase this time of year. Yeah, no doubt. The fact that it's, pending home sales have fallen 4.3%, but the problem is that new listings are not exponentially growing. So we're not adding a ton of inventory. And even though pending sales are down, it's enough demand, enough buying to kind of keep, the months of supply low. The housing market slumped because of sky high housing costs. Sky high housing costs. Even they acknowledge it. The median US home price is up 4.7% year over year to a record 386,951. And the median monthly mortgage payment is sitting at $2,858, just $26 shy of the all-time high set in April. But affordability is starting to improve a bit. Daily average mortgage rates have steadily declined since the start of May, and this week's slightly softer than expected inflation reports sent rates below 7% for the first time in over 5 weeks, and 6.3% of home sellers are dropping their price on average, the highest share in a year and a half, which may mean price growth loses momentum soon. Are you tell me what you think? Comment below. Love to know. Do you think price momentum will, or price growth will lose momentum soon? They have said this now for like a month straight. Real estate takes a long time to change, though. So maybe we will see a decrease in, home prices, or at least the price growth momentum will slow. High prices and rates are challenging, but there are ways for buyers to take advantage of the somewhat slow market, said Marcia McMahon Jones, a Redfin premier agent in Palm Springs, California. Sellers know that high mortgage rates mean they should expect negotiations. Expect offers to come in under list price and be ready for some back and forth on things like repairs and closing costs. Buyers may not be able to get a lower mortgage rate, but they're often getting homes for slightly less than the asking price. It's also a good time to buy a fixer-upper at a lower price point because those aren't selling as quickly. Okay. Tell me what you thought of that info at the beginning and what this Redfin premier agent Marcia thought about the market. One thing she pointed out I thought was good was that it's a good time to buy a fixer-upper. I don't know if it's ever really a bad time to buy a fixer-upper, but there are fixer-uppers out there. I'm seeing them even in my local market. Not many, but if you can put some sweat equity into the property, there are deals out there. You just got to have the money or the skills and the time and the resources to actually put the rehab together. And if I'm a first-time home buyer right now, heck, even if I'm not a first-time home buyer right now, I go find a property that needs work and I use a 203K loan, an FHA 203K loan, which is like a rehab loan that has great advantages to it. You should definitely look it up. Maybe I do a video on it coming up. And I go out and find something that needs work, and then I put the equity into it and turn something that was bad into something great. And that's what I would be doing. She also points out that homes are selling slightly less than asking price. And that's true, but it's like less than 1%. So maybe it's different in California. All right, let's get to the leading indicators. Daily average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is 6.99. We know that. I just said that earlier. Down from 5-month high of 7.52 3 weeks earlier. Year over year, up from 6.55. Let's skip down here. Mortgage purchase applications. Those declined 2 weeks from a week earlier and down 14% year over year. Now, what will be interesting is if mortgage purchase applications rise when we see this report next because rates came down a little. My guess is they may rise, but it's the spring home buying season and they've declined again, declined 2 weeks from a week earlier. I'm sorry, 2% from a week earlier and still down 14% year over year. So mortgage people, lenders, title people, real estate agents, realtors, brokers, they're all suffering from lack of activity. Redfin Home Buyer Demand Index, lowest level in 2 months as of week ending May 12th. down 13% year over year. So their demand index is down, and it's the lowest level in 2 months. So think about 2 months ago, we're like in March. Now we're like in the spring selling season. But the home buyer demand index from Redfin is saying, hey, we're still down, uh, lowest level in 2 months. Wow. Touring activity up 5% from the start of the year. At this time last year, it was up 21% from the start of the year. So that means it's down a lot. Like, what was that, 16%? So compared to last year, we're down 16% as far as touring activity. I wonder if that, I'm curious to know if that stat means, are they looking at how many homes are people looking at? Because if there's less homes on the market, homes people actually want to buy, like affordable, generally speaking, and in good shape. I wonder if those, the people are just seeing less homes, or if it's when you look at the share of homes out there, if they're seeing less homes. I don't know if that question makes sense, but I think there's some interesting data probably behind this touring activity thing. And showing time is owned by Zillow. So maybe it's the data manipulation that everybody talks about. I can't say that without laughing. Down 8% from a month earlier are Google searches for homes. Down 15% from a year earlier. So people in this home buying and selling season are looking for homes online less, generally speaking. Yeah, prices are high, payments are high, inflation's high. So there's less interest in the housing market. No kidding. All right. Median sale price, 386,951, a 4.7% year over year change. All-time high. Median asking price, 418,455, 6.6% increase, an all-time high as well. Median monthly mortgage payment, 2,858. That's at a 7.09% rate, up 12% year over year. Pending sales, 90,457, a drop of 4.3%. So yeah, you'll see it in the chart here. It looked like pending sales were kind of starting to go up, like we're starting to come over last year, but then we took a dip this past week for the 4 weeks previous, and we went down. So yeah, pending sales are definitely down. New listings up 10% year over year, 102,000. So now you look at the spread between pending sales and new listings. Pending sales is when a property actually goes into contract. New listings are houses that just enter the market. So you look at those two and you say, well, we added 12,000 listings. Is that a lot? I mean, you're talking about the entire United States. So I don't think that's a lot. Doesn't seem like a lot. Especially when you've got 890,000 active listings right now. That's the next stat here, up 14% year over year. But we're right at this number where I hear people say we're going to, there's going to be an inventory explosion and prices are going to completely tank once we hit like 900,000 listings. And we're basically there. I mean, we're right there. We're at 890,000. So I guess, if we had another week like we did this past, if we had 4 weeks like we did this past 4 weeks, then we would be up another 10,000 listings. So maybe then we hit 900,000. But what everybody misses is the mix of inventory. The inventory mix is it's really important. Meaning, if houses that are listed are either way over the median and expensive in areas people don't want to live, or they are houses that are like destroyed and completely jacked up, and they need foundations and windows and roofs and everything else, they're not really houses people are going to jump at and buy, who want a move-in ready property. So having inventory that's not that's not desirable to the average homeowner is doesn't really count to me as active inventory. Months of supply, and here's why I say that months of supply 3.2, up zero point 0.5 points. 4 to 5 months of supply is considered balanced, with the lower number indicating a seller market condition. So it's still technically a seller's market. And I remember before the pandemic, we had more than 4 months of supply. Prices were still going up and appreciating. I was flipping a couple of homes in 2018 and 19 and buying rentals, and I was an agent. I can tell you that prices were still going up, at least in Ohio, and inventory was not sitting very long, but it did feel more balanced. There's no doubt. It felt a lot more balanced than it does right now, where it's if a house is good on the market, multiple offers. I'm running into that all the time with my clients, and it's um it's frustrating if you're a first time home buyer. Share of homes off the market in 2 weeks. This is a big deal, I think. 45.2, down from 49%. So, meaning houses, generally speaking, are not coming off the market as fast. And the next stat tells us that too. Median days on market, 33 days on market, up 2 days. So, this stat right here, folks, is what I would watch in your local market. Not so much prices, though that's important, I suppose, but median days on market. So watch the days on market in your buy box. I stole that from Mike Zuber. I shouldn't use the term buy box. Probably doesn't have that copyrighted, but I don't want to make Mike mad. So in your deal funnel, I'll call it. That's kind of my jingle word anyway. So in your deal funnel, you know, prices are important, but look at the days on market. So get really narrow on what you want to buy, what type of property, then track the properties in your neighborhood using PropStream, Zillow, even a realtor with an MLS access who can send you properties every day. Look at them in your neighborhood, put them on a deal funnel, and then track them and see how long they're staying on the market as they sell. It's not doesn't mean you're buying all these. It just means you're tracking them. And if you do that every single day, you will start to see a trend emerge of days on market. And this is saying nationally, now this is just national, days on market is looks like it's increasing. And that's what you want if you're looking for an opportunity to buy a property, at a discount, I suppose you want to call it, or at a price that's less than it is today. Share of homes sold above list price 30.8, down from 33%. So less homes are selling above list price. That's good. Share of homes with a price drop 6.3%, up 2 points, highest level since November of 2022. So more people are cutting their prices. Average sale to list price ratio 99.4. So the lady, Marsha, I think her name was, right? Marsha. Yeah, Marsha Jones was saying in Palm Springs, hey, people are getting, the sellers aren't quite getting what they're asking. There's a little room there. Nationally, it doesn't look like there's much room at all. I know in Columbus, in the metro area of Columbus in central Ohio, it's over 100%, still over 100%. But when you're looking at 1 percentage point or 0.6%, that doesn't really make a hill of beans, I suppose. All right, metro level highlights. Here are where prices increase the most, decrease the most year over year, and where sales activity is increasing, decreasing, and such. All right, metros with the biggest year over year increases. These are literally copy and pasted, I think, every week from Redfin. Detroit, up 18% year over year median sale price. Who lives in Detroit? If you live in Detroit right now, or you know someone who lives in Detroit, I want to know what's happening in the Motor City. What's going on? It's not only it's only 3.5 miles or 3.5 hours from me. Maybe I should just drive up there and check it out. Maybe, I don't know. It's nuts. Anaheim, California, on this list, feels like the last, whatever, 100 reports. West Palm Beach, Florida, up 16.2. San Jose, California, always on this list too, up 13.6. Newark, New Jersey, up 11.7%. Wow. Metros with the biggest year-over-year decreases. There's a whole big list of these, and they include one place. San Antonio down a whopping, a staggering, a completely catastrophic half a percentage point. So if you live in San Antonio, you got some relief there. The decrease, median sale price year over year decreased in just one metro of the top 50. They're only looking at the top 50 metros. Should have said that at the beginning. Only top 50 metros as far as population goes. But out of that 50, only one decreased, and that's San Antonio. Pending sales: San Jose, Anaheim, San Francisco, Newark, Sacramento all had a rise in pending sales. So San Jose has a rise in median price, a rise in pending sales, and you'll see here in a second they have a rise in new listings. Anaheim, same thing, right? Newark, New Jersey, same thing. They run the year-over-year price list for increases, and now they're on the pending sales. So activity must be picking up there. Phoenix, Atlanta, Houston, West Palm Beach, Nashville, Tennessee, all are down big time, double digits with pending sales. And pending sales increased in 12 of the 50 most populous metros. So that means, 38 of them, 38 of the most populous metros in the United States actually had a drop in pending sales. No, yeah, a drop in pending sales. So that's pretty, activity is just gridlocked right now. New listings up. Look at that. San Jose, 40%. Holy Toledo. Just unbelievable. Seattle up 26%. Phoenix up 24%. Oakland, California up 24%. Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, 21.9% increase. I wonder why they do a county there for Montgomery County, and they don't do that in the other areas. They do cities. Chicago, Atlanta, Detroit, Virginia Beach, Newark, and Warren all dropped in new listings. So new listings decreased in 6 of the 50 metros. So that means 44 of the top 50 metros had an increase in new listings. That's good. We got to have more inventory to have some type of balance and normalcy to the market, and time. I think those two things, inventory and time. What we don't need are lower rates. We do not need lower rates. Lower rates will just make things worse. And I suspect because rates came under 7%, we may see some increase in activity now. And hopefully we will not, gobble up the inventory gains we've had. But we could. We definitely could. All right, let's visualize some of the data. Median sales price, 4.7% year over year increase. You can see it here. Yep, it just keeps going up. Yeah, if you didn't buy in these previous years, look at 2021. If you're looking for your own, a house to live in with you and your family, and you missed the opportunity to buy during those years, I imagine, if you're looking for a house now, it's not a great feeling. I get that, and I feel for you. But we can't do anything about what's happened. We can only move forward and go out and try to find a house. And really, in my opinion, the way to do that is not like other people do it. So I use something like PropStream again that I showed at the beginning, or I use Zillow, or I even hunt on the MLS, or I send letters and drive for dollars, or I even knock on people's doors. Do whatever you can do to separate yourself from the crowd, because just beating yourself up on the MLS every day, or just looking at Zillow only as far as what's in your local market and what's, just newly listed, is maybe a fool's errand, right? You may have to do something out of the box if you really want an opportunity. Median asking price, 6.6% year over year. Right now, 418,000. It's kind of leveled off a little. You can see it has leveled off, but I know there are a lot of luxury homes hitting the market. Like here in my little community where I live, which is a small town outside of Columbus, there the amount of affordable homes decreased year over year. Year to date, we have a decrease in the amount of affordable homes. The amount of luxury homes has gone up by like a whopping like 60% year over year. So we're up a ton year over year with luxury homes, but not affordable homes. So, you know, that may be why median asking price keeps going up. Home buyer housing payments, 12.7% year over year increase. Hey, look, it went down a little. Not much though. It's still, kind of high. Pending sales down 4% year over year. See what I mean? I thought maybe it would, you know, keep going. We'd have some spring selling activity and it would pass last year, but it didn't. So we're still down year over year. And if you're a real estate agent or realtor, you're feeling it, right? You're feeling the transactions. This is when having rental properties and flipping homes and um, having other income streams is really important. So if you're thinking about being a real estate agent, or if you are a real estate agent, plan for times like this when sales are really low, when activity is really low. Um, I think that's important to do that because you just don't know what's going to happen in the market, right? And so one of the things I'm seeing is a lot of, because the sales volume is so low, even prices are still high. I'm seeing a lot of agents exit the business and they're agents with a lot of overhead and brokers with a lot of overhead. So they had like really nice fancy offices. They all drove really nice cars. Um, they seem like they spent every week and every day at some kind of networking mastermind class. But those things are like have fallen off the face of the planet now. Like you're not seeing those, at least I'm not in my local market like I was before when everything was like off the rails, right? As far as the number of transactions were just going crazy and people were buying as soon as they hit the market. So, and even before the pandemic. So, the point of all that is if you are going to be in real estate, keep your overhead low. And you don't really necessarily need a big fancy office. Um, and you don't have to pay for 5 different masterminds, and different types of mixers and things. It's like, well, just do the nuts and bolts, blocking and tackling. That's what will get you to the finish line. And have some real estate that gives you cash flow. I never understand how agents don't have rental properties. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. But that's just me. New listings of homes up 10% year over year. Yeah, great. We're up 10%, but it's leveling off now. And now we're starting to go, you could see it in the chart here, right? You're starting to see, oh, now we could level off and then maybe go lower as, winter kicks in and fall kicks in. Boy, I hope that's not the case. If that's the case, watch out because we have not gained near the inventory we need for a balanced market. Having said that, the market, home market, housing market, whatever, takes a long time to turn like a Titanic, right? It's not a speedboat, it's a Titanic. So maybe, this year we don't get to the inventory levels we need, but then come next year we get a little closer. And then the year after that we get a little closer and maybe in 5 to 7 years we actually have a balanced market. Maybe even a buyer's market, it's possible, but it's probably going to take some time. Active listings of homes for sale up 14% year over year. But man, that's just not near enough to cause a price correction, in my opinion, based on what we've seen. And again, and be honest with me here, if you're seeing affordable homes in your market that are in good shape, in good areas, that are priced correctly, not priced outrageously, but priced correctly and not destroyed. They don't have roof damage or, they don't need new windows and foundations. Are they sitting on the market? You tell me in your local market. Are they sitting on the market or are they like, no, they're flying off the shelf as soon as somebody puts it on the market because people need affordable homes that are, good and easy to move into. That's what I'm seeing locally anyway. Affordable homes, priced well, multiple offers, usually over asking, usually cash. So active listings needs to be a lot higher to see some type of price correction. I hear people say 900,000 to a million listings. life's good. Prices will correct. I don't know what they mean by correct exactly, but prices will come down, I suppose, and we'll have price discovery. Okay. I'm waiting. I'm trying to discover when the discovery will happen because I don't see it yet. We almost have 900,000 homes. 3.2 months of supply available on the market. Again, a lot of people want this to like shoot up through the roof. It hasn't. It's 3.2 months of supply, meaning if we don't add any new listings at all, how many months of supply do we have at our current sales pace? And we have 3.2 months. It is up year over year, so that's good news. It's just not enough to make a huge difference in affordability. 45% of pending sales under contract within 2 weeks. Wow. So that's definitely lower than it was the previous 3 years. Good too, because having houses just fly off the market is not great if you're a buyer. Even if you're a seller, it can be like overwhelming. Sometimes it's good to like let the house sit there and let other buyers come see it. You may get an offer that's even better than the one you have in the initial frenzy. Homes sold in a median of 33 days, median, not medium. It's not a psychic. 33 days. Higher. Now we're higher than last year, 22 and 21, meaning homes are taking a little longer to sell. This is the metric I would use, and I do use to really watch where the local area, my local market is headed, days on market. But days on market in my price category and the asset class I want to buy. So I like duplexes, triplexes, and quads. I will buy single family houses for investment, but I only own a handful of those. I really, really like the duplex, the triplex, and the quad. So I look at those in the neighborhoods I want to buy in, and then I track the days on market, and I do that in my deal funnel. And by the way, you can find a copy of the flip calculator I use, the deal funnel I use, and the rental analyzer, the rental profitability analyzer I use. It's a Google Doc, and the link is in my description below, and you can download it for free. And then you can actually, use tools that real estate professionals use to find out if something makes sense or not. And the deal funnel, the last tab on there, can help you track opportunities in your market over time and try to get that idea of the days on market and the price and the price per square foot and the equity and the cash flow and all that jazz. All right. 31% of homes sold above final list price. So that's down. Less people are overpaying or paying more than asking for the house. And that's a good thing. 6.3% of listings had price drops. Look at that. Right up. Straight up. Woo-hoo. Wow. Look at back. We almost hit, what is this back here? 6.5% is where it was back in November of 22. Yeah. So more and more folks are cutting their prices. Average home sold for 99.4% of final list price. So it's not amazing, but it's better than the year prior and the 2 years before that. In the fact that, well, I guess it's just like last year. We're like on the same, we're in the same stat here, right? We're at 99.4. But when you look at 22 and 21, holy Toledo. I mean, people were going nuts. 100, way over, let's say probably like 103% back in 2022. This time, man. Redfin Homebuyer Demand Index, 13% down year over year. Demand is low, no doubt, or lower. Excuse me, but it's still not low enough to raise inventory significantly. And that, to me, shows how powerful the lock-in effect is. It really does. And the lock-in effect just being that situation where somebody does not want to give up their low rate and low payment and probably low or high equity to move up into a property that is going to have little equity and a much higher payment and a much higher rate. So that's how powerful that lock-in effect is, or the golden handcuffs, whatever you want to call it. It is easing. There are people, and there will be more over time, that say, enough's enough. I am selling. I want to get access to my money, um, or I want to buy that next house. I know several people personally that own houses in the 2% mortgage rate range, and they probably have three or $400,000 in equity. A couple of them are building new houses. Some are just buying new houses, and they're spending a lot more. I mean, they're going from like a $400,000 house to like a $900,000 house. But the time's right for them. They're growing their family, or they just want more space. They want a different location, whatever it is. They just want something nicer, maybe. So people are doing that, and as time goes on, you'll see more and more of that. But if that's where we're going to get our inventory from, it's going to take a long time to reset the market. Years. Not only that, but we need something else to occur probably for inventory to really shoot up. So, would that be uh, probably, it could be lower rates. Hopefully that would add some inventory, but that'll also take inventory off the street too, because those people are just going to rebuy 70% of them. And those that don't rebuy are just going to rent. So, in other words, own real estate, because you can either rent it or sell it. Somebody's going to want it. All right. That's the national report. Now let's jump to the Columbus metro area report. And then after that, I'm going to actually look at an area in Tennessee. I got a request from a subscriber, Metro Captain. Metro Captain asked me to look at Chattanooga, Tennessee, and some areas around that. So I'm going to do that after I'm done with the Columbus info. All right. So this is the Redfin data center, and you can come here into this drop down and type in your city, wherever you are. What's going on here? There we go. So you can type in your city and drill down to the metro area. So like the Columbus area includes where I live and several counties surrounding Columbus. But you can also go to the county level, and I'll do that in a second when I look at Tennessee. So the monthly data from Redfin, which is down here, you can actually drill down to even the zip code level if you want, which is pretty cool. So we're looking at Columbus now, and I'm going to go to median sale price. I've already looked at this. No surprise when I saw this information. We're up again now at 342, $342,000 for the Central Ohio Columbus area. If they had their little leading indicator summary, they would say that's an all-time high. I know it is. I mean, I've been tracking the Columbus area for several years now. It's an all-time high for Redfin. The Columbus Board of Realtors has it at like 324. We're approaching it from a Columbus Realtor data standpoint, from a Redfin data standpoint, because this is the most up-to-date info we have available, up 4% year over year, 342,000. It just shows no signs of slowing. It's not growing 10%, 15%, thank goodness, but it's definitely not slowing. And it's as unaffordable as ever. It's really just completely priced out all the locals, completely priced them out. It's, I've got several clients that are buyers looking for properties anywhere from like 175,000 to 250,000. And it's a bloodbath out there. It just is. It's very few properties hitting the market in those price ranges. And when they do, if they're, in a flood zone, my clients don't want them. Makes sense why they don't want a flood zone property. But if they're not in a flood zone, they have, catastrophic problems inside, like foundation issues, basements that are really wet and nasty. We've looked at several of those recently. So it's just like anything that's good in that price range, very hard to find, and goes really quick. Multiple offers, highest and best always called for. So it's disheartening, no doubt. You just got to keep going, keep plugging away. All right, so that is median sale price. Let's look at new listings. Up 4.3% year over year. Not great. I guess a little improvement. Not that exciting because we're going to look at active listings now. We're up 10% year over year in active listings. But again, when you really drill down to the data, you can see that homes priced over the median are up significantly in inventory year over year. Houses priced under the median are barely up at all. And those two balance out to 10%. So it's like, again, my theory is if you're adding a bunch of inventory, but if it's inventory that nobody wants or most people can't afford, it's kind of meaningless inventory in a way because nobody, somebody's looking at a $250,000 house, they're not going to go look at an $800,000 house, right? They may look at a $260,000 house, but they're not going to look at an $800,000 house. So who cares if $800,000 houses flood the market? Nobody can buy them. But those $250,000 houses remain hot because most people can buy them. So hopefully this continues to go up, but the trajectory is just not what we need. It needs to be a lot faster to make affordability come back here. Let's look at age of inventory. Yeah. So this is how long something's sitting on the market. So age of inventory, 29.2, year-over-year increase of 3 days. So 29 days is where we're at now. That's an increase year over year, I guess, of 3 days. So things are sitting on the market a little longer. Again, I think it's higher priced homes, or I know it's higher priced homes because I can see it every day in the data. Average sale to list ratio. We're at 100% and some change. So unfortunately, Columbus, the metro area, we're not like National. National is 99.4. Columbus, we're over 100%. Not good. Not good at all. Months of supply. 9.3 weeks of supply. So that's still under 3 months of supply. It is up 0.7 weeks year over year, but it's still not going up like you want it to, or like you need it to have some actual balance in the market. Still definitely a seller's market here in Central Ohio. I had somebody comment on my channel and say, they said something like, "Hey, I have a friend in Columbus who's in the business, and they said that buckle up because it's going to be an awful crash and everybody's doomed." Basically, is the essence of his comment or their comment. I don't know who they were, but I don't know if they were just messing around or not. But it was funny because I'm like, I don't see that. I don't see how it's. I mean, right now prices are still going up. Intel is full swing here with construction. A ton of other developments are breaking ground here. I mean, the economy in Central Ohio is booming, and I don't see a crash happening. So I'm not sure what that person was talking about, but maybe they know something I don't. It's possible. I don't know much. All right, let's look at one more stat for Columbus, and then we'll move on to Tennessee. Yeah, let's look at homes sold. Huh, look at this. Homes sold up 5.4% year over year. So we're selling, there's some more activity in Columbus. That's good if you're an agent. Pending sales. Pending sales dropped though since last week or barely went up. I mean, up 3 units, 1.6% increase year over year. So pending sales aren't great. Um, I guess they're not down year over year, so that's a win. But pending sales, the market is locked here, just like it is in many places, just lack of activity. All right, enough of that. So I'm going to I'm going to drop this down to the county. And oops, I got to do this. Got to reset this real quick. Sorry, guys. Just wait for this info to come in. Usually this populates. There we go. All right, so let's drop down to county. And then I'm going to look at Hamilton County, Tennessee. So this subscriber, Metro Captain, by the way, if you want me to analyze on a live, another market, your market, wherever it is, just comment below and ask me to do it. And I'm happy to do it on the next live. So Hamilton County, Tennessee, which is, they had actually asked for 2 other specific areas near Chattanooga, Tennessee. And but when I looked online, it looked like Hamilton County covered the areas they were interested in. And I'm not from Tennessee. I don't know much about Tennessee. So forgive me if this is incorrect, Metro Captain. Let me know if this helps you. If it doesn't and I got the area wrong, let me know as well. All right. So let's take out, sometimes I take out 20, 21, and 22. It helps me look at the data. I'll leave them in. This person, they want to know that info. And Metro Captain, you can come here anytime you want and look at it. But let's start with median home price. Median sale price, -1% year over year, $348,000 for Hamilton County, Tennessee. So definitely less than last year. Last year was in blue, but it's up a ton. I mean, look at that from 2021. Holy Toledo, look at that. 282,000 back in 2021. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's kind of cool. You can click that. I didn't know it comes up like that. News to me. 348,000 now. Wow, what an increase. Jeez. All right, let's look at new listings. I think their comment was, Metro Captain's comment was something like, hey, people are saying that Tennessee's crashing. I don't see it. Can you take a look? So yeah, we are. 4.4% increase in new listings. So a slight increase in new listings, but nothing amazing. It's not like it's, gone off the rails. Active listings. So look at active listings, up 20. Let's just double check this to make sure. Yeah, up 27% in active listings. So I'm going to guess, maybe I'm wrong, but let's look at median days on market. 47 days, only up 0.2 year over year. 0.2 days. Let's look at age of inventory. I'm looking for a trend here to show us where if houses are sitting longer on the market. Age of inventory 45.7. Remember, nationally we're at like 33. Columbus we were at 29. So 45 days on market. Average age of inventory, yeah, that's certainly more. Months of supply. There you go. Look at that. So in weeks of supply, 12.3, which is like, what's that? 3 months, a little over 3 months of supply. So about where it is nationally, but it is kind of going up. It is right now, not exponentially, but it is up. Let's look at price drops. 5.1% of active listings have price drops, up 1.7% year over year. But it has gone. I mean, look at that rise right there. It did go up a lot. Let's look at. Ooh, let's do this. Average sale to list price ratio. Wow. Well, I guess I can't say wow. I keep forgetting that this is the increment. These are so small. These changes. 98. I'm sorry. 0.98 or 98.8% of sale to list price ratio. So a little worse than national. So people are getting about 1% off houses when they're buying them compared to the list price. But it's definitely better than it was back in 2022. Look at that. 103%. Jeez. So it's less, that's what 4 points, 4 point swing. That's a good thing. If you're out there hunting, maybe it's getting a little better. Homes sold. And that's like national, right? We're at down 1.4% year over year with houses selling. Let me look at pending sales. Pending sales going up 14% year over year in pending sales. Well, that means there's more activity, maybe because prices have come down a little. I don't know. I don't live there, but I'd love to know from Metro Captain if this helped, if that's what you wanted. If you didn't, comment below or hit me up on my email and I can redo it if you'd like me to. And then obviously, I'd love to know from Metro Captain, like, are you seeing affordable homes sit longer? Are they luxury homes? I mean, I've only been to Tennessee a handful of times. I was there last fall, and the houses in Tennessee, we were outside of Nashville. The houses there were like unbelievable. They were huge, and there were tons of them. And I'm not talking houses that are like 5,000 square feet. I mean, they look like 10,000 square foot homes, and really nice. And I was surprised how many nice neighborhoods there were there, as far as just big houses. Pretty impressive. All right, so that is Hamilton County, Tennessee. I did that. All right, let's go to. There was somebody who made a comment. Let's do this one. In New York City here, I'm selling on average 4 to 5 homes a month. Oh, must be an agent. That's cool. Is that a lot? 4 to 5 homes a month? I don't know if that is for you or your market. I mean, is that's it seems like it would keep you busy if that's just you and you're not on a team. Oh, you made another comment here. Definitely negotiating list prices down 70 to 100,000. So like in Ohio, that's like $7 to $10, right? Because houses are so expensive where you are. But yeah, thanks for the local data. That's interesting. All right. You made another comment. Agreed on multiple offers. Every awesome home priced right is gone in a week here in New York City. I would think so. That's just how it is. And I think a lot of this speaks to the fact that people don't have money for rehabs. They don't have money to put into the house, and money is expensive to borrow. So like if you wanted to go out and get like a home equity loan or, a second loan or even like, borrow like do like a hard money loan, you're going to pay close to 10%, probably over 10% for a hard money loan. And that can make it difficult when you want to put money into the house. There's no doubt. So, well, that was a long live. And I apologize for the beginning on going over the Zillow and PropStream, but I thought it was important. I get a lot of those questions. So anyway, market is still in a gridlocked fashion, right? People just aren't putting their houses on the market as much as we'd like them to. The crash hasn't happened yet. Will it happen? It may, but broken clocks are right twice a day. So hopefully you're out there doing things others are not doing if you are looking for real estate. And I appreciate you watching this live. Subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and let me know if there are areas you'd like me to analyze. And please comment and ask any questions or chime in. I love to understand what's happening in your neck of the woods. So until next time, until next week, I will see you on the next Redfin live update. Have a good day.